behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. I've got another great interview coming up as usual, and I know you're going to enjoy it. But first, don't forget about that subscribe button and the bell down here on YouTube. And anytime a new episode comes your way, you'll be notified. And leave a comment on the comment section if you'd like. If you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PaulMashTV. And you can leave a comment on the things you see there. Send us an inbox, and you can follow us, obviously. And if you want to email us, you can. It's PaulMashTV, all one word, @gmail.com. And if you're a band or a solo artist that wants to be on the show, you can send us an email there, and we'll show you the steps to do that. And also, we love fan mail as well, so send us a fan letter if you'd like, and we'll always respond to you. And all this is going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. We have Lee Browning today from Kodak, Tennessee, and he's really awesome, and I think you're really going to love him. And we'll get started on that in a second because it starts right now.
All right, here we go with the interview. With us from Kodak, Tennessee, we have Lee Browning with us today. Thanks for joining us, Lee.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here today. I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory, but tell us a little bit about how you decided you want to become an artist. I mean, I'm sure you always wanted to be one since you were just a young kid, but tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. My dad was loved country music, traditional. Of course, back when I was little, it was all traditional country music. Marty Robbins. He played a lot of Johnny Cash, Marty Robbins, Hank Williams. I mean, loved Hank Williams because it's it's authentic back then. You didn't have all this stuff in the music to change your voice and make you sound different. And it just, you really had to be a good country singer back then because we didn't have the tools, or they didn't have the tools that we have today. Not that I can't sing, because I can sing, but today you really don't have to sing, be able to sing that great to be, on the radio. But back then, you had to, and that's what got me in. And I love my favorite probably was Marty Robbins and Johnny Cash. I mean, these guys. Johnny Cash had that rare voice, and Marty Robbins had that real smooth, just smooth like honey voice, and was just a great singer. And that's how I got started. And my dad taught me to play a little bit of guitar. I'm still not the best guitarist in the world. It's either we all can't be like Keith Urban's. All I can say. That guy's just pretty incredible, being able to sing and write and play like he does. But that's that just stuck with me all these years. And when I got older, I recorded a few songs back in 2003. Had a couple on the radio. Had some things happen in my life at that point, kind of derailed me for a little while. Let's say it that way. And but then I wanted to get back into it, and this song right here. That we got out now, Ring from Quarter Machine. I still kept it traditional. But as far as how I got started, I got to give my dad credit for that, for playing all that country music, whether I wanted to hear it or not. That's just how it was.
Well, that's a great story, and like you mentioned, Johnny Cash and I'm sorry, I forgot the other guy you mentioned.
Marty Robbins.
Marty Robbins, yeah, they were pretty good, and I can understand that. Were there any other influences that helped influence you, or is it basically those two?
Well, what was that now, Paul?
I said, were those the only two influences you had growing up, or did you have a few others?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, and growing up, it was Hank Williams. I liked Hank Williams. Like I said, the Johnny Cash, Marty Robbins, Sonny James, some of those older guys like that. And of course, can't forget George Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no way you could possibly forget George Jones. And then we get on up into the 70s, 80s, and then you got George Strait and all these guys coming out. You can't leave. I was still young when he, come out with his songs in the late 70s and 80s.
Mhm.
So can't forget him. And then of course, progressing on, you got Alan Jackson, and those two are my, like, as far as today, it'd be Brad Paisley, Alan Jackson, and um, George Strait. Those guys kept it country. Travis Tritt, he's always kept it country. So I just love the traditional music. I don't like to hear songs, to be honest with you, too often. I mean, I don't want to say I don't like to hear them, but some of them are really good. But I love to hear the steel and that fiddle play, man. I just feel like that steel guitar is a key instrument
Hmm.
for that traditional country music.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those other ones you mentioned, like you mentioned George Jones. I mean, he goes way back to like the 50s, I do believe,
Yes,
and
it does.
he was pretty good. And like you mentioned, Travis Trent, and so I can see where you get a lot of your influences from. Right now, somebody could be watching this interview, and by the end of it, they may want to say, "I want to get download more of your songs, and I might want to follow me on social media." I mean, tell everybody how they can do that.
Well, right now we have I'm on streaming everywhere, so they could go anywhere and download this song. I mean, it's streaming on every platform that there is. I mean, Amazon Music, Pandora, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. So, I mean, it's just about, everywhere you can be, really. And it's on, country radio. We're starting to get a lot of airplay, but as far as people getting it, downloading it or listening to it, and they can go to YouTube as well if they just want to listen and hear it. But download wise, they can go to Amazon Music, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, podcast, all those places. I mean, there's so many of them, I can't name them all. I can't keep up with it.
Well, what about social media? I'm sure you're on Facebook and Instagram, all those places, or tell us.
Yeah, but Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I got a lot of my stuff up there, um, and we're actually mentioned Caden a minute ago. I'll tell you right now. I want to say something about Caden on the show. He is. I don't know if he's got batteries or what, but that man is just like the Energizer Bunny. I ain't never seen nothing like it. To be honest with you, but I'm sure glad he's on my team. I can tell you that he's really a good guy to have on your side, help you get going, help things get rolling. He's done a tremendous job for me. Um, so he's setting up some Instagram things, some more social media platforms for me. I mean, he's doing a lot of work for me and helping me because I'm trying to write some new songs and trying to keep up with this because this song's starting to keep me pretty busy, honestly. Um, it really has got me a lot more busy than I thought it was going to be. So I'm very happy about that, but I need some support in the background, and Caden's been a really good guy to have on my team.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. He's helped me get a lot of artists for my show, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen some of those interviews already. So I'm glad that he's my promoter and helping me get stuff. So hopefully he'll be with me for a long time. And
Yeah, well,
and
he's
I
young enough, so hopefully he'll be there.
know he'll like that feedback once he sees this interview too.
Well, he'll probably love that feedback, but I mean, truly, I got to take my hat off to him. He's been, I mean, when I got with Caden, when we did our interview, Caden, he did an email blast. Sent it out there. The next thing I know, I've got 30 stations that already added my new song,
Hmm.
like overnight. And he just and he's doing all this simultaneously. Doing something for this person, and doing this, and I don't know how he keeps up with all. I can barely keep up with myself, let alone doing all that, writing songs, singing, and trying to promote this song anyway, and that I can actually.
Okay, well, everybody go to those streaming sites that he just mentioned. It's just about everywhere. And get his music. I know he would love you for that. And we're getting ready to play this song, and he already mentioned the song. It's called "Ring from a Quarter Machine." It's a really great
Right,
song.
here you go, Paul. See this? This is a ring from a quarter machine, and you tell me, you see that sparkle, you would never know it's not a real diamond. So, it's pretty
Well,
cool.
I was just going to say it looks self-explanatory, but is there a deeper story than that, or is that just pretty much it?
No, there's a bigger story there. If you want me to tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Well, like I was, quite a few years ago, I had a friend that I worked with, and he's really in love with this girl, and they were a really great couple, and but we didn't make much money back then. We were just doing the best we could, and neither one of us had any money. But he wanted to get her a ring, and so he was trying to work extra hours and do this, that to scrape up enough money to buy just even the smallest diamond. And he just kept struggling with it because you know how bills are; they just don't stop coming in ever. Um, so anyway, I told him, I said, "Why don't you go up there to the store up there? They got rings in that quarter machine, and some of them look just like a diamond ring. You can't tell the difference." And I said, "Give that to her, and give it to her from your heart, because that's really all that matters, man. If you're really truly in love with her." And I'm gonna tell you right now, he did that. She loved that ring. A year later, which I say it in the song, maybe it was 2 years, but he bought her a real diamond ring, and she really didn't want it. She told him, she said, I'll put it on. She goes, but you can never ever replace this ring you got me from a quarter machine because you gave it to me from here. And that's all that matters. Diamonds and gold, how much it costs. It just these are her words. So I just kind of took all that. He told me what happened, and I know them both, and I think, as far as I know, today she's still wearing that ring today. So that's how the song came about. It's a pretty unique love song, I think. So that's how it happened right there, and that's what happened.
Okay, well that's a great story, by the way, and I know everybody out there is getting ready to hear that song in just a moment or so. But before we do that, I think that's all the time we have right now. Lee, we thank you so much for being on the show. Come back anytime if you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on again.
That sounds really good, Paul. Really nice for you to have me on the show, and let's keep country driving on. That's all I can say.
Well, I hear you, Lee. All right, let's get right to the song. Here's Ring from a Quarter Machine by Lee Browning, and it starts right now.
I bought her a ring from a quarter machine, and she thought it was the sweetest thing. No, I couldn't buy her diamonds and I couldn't buy her gold, but my love for her, I wanted her to know. So I bought her a ring from a quarter machine. Well, I felt kind of funny when I brought it home. I couldn't even buy ribbons and bows, but I gave it to her from deep inside of me, and the love in her eyes, it was easy to see when I gave her the ring from a quarter machine. Yeah, I bought her a ring from a quarter machine, and she thought it was the sweetest thing. No, I couldn't buy her diamonds and I couldn't buy her gold, but my love for her, I wanted her to know. So I bought her a ring from a quarter machine. Well, I saved for a year and I got the real thing. Yeah, I finally got her that diamond ring. But when I got home, she really got me when she said, baby, you should know you can't beat my ring from a quarter machine. Yeah, I bought her a ring from a quarter machine, and she thought it was the sweetest thing. No, I couldn't buy her diamonds and I couldn't buy her gold, but my love for her, I wanted her to know. So I bought her a ring from a quarter machine. She said it ain't the money, it ain't the cost, 'cause if it's true love, all that matters is the thought. She loves her ring from a quarter machine. Yeah, I bought her a ring from a quarter machine, and she thought it was the sweetest thing. No, I couldn't buy her diamonds and I couldn't buy her gold, but my love for her, I wanted her to know. So I bought her a ring from a quarter machine. She loves her ring from a quarter machine.